Started, Prabhu.
Yes, bro.
BS Nandu Rameswar will be becoming grandfather soon, 9 months.
I heard. Congratulations.
Jayo Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jayo Jayo Prabhupada. Mukam karodi vachalam pangam langai degirim netkirpatram Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishram Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3.
Prabhuji, you want me to share the screen or you will share it?
You can share, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhuji, let me do
My
that.
network is, or if you want, I can share also.
No, I can share, not a problem. Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. So,
Just
chapter number 32, chapter entitled Entanglement in Fruitive Activities. So, this is the plight of the people who are not taken up the Krishna consciousness seriously. In the first few verses, it is being explained what will be the plight of those people who are not in the. In verse number 16 says the persons who are too addicted to this material world execute their prescribed duties very nicely and with a great faith. They daily perform all such prescribed duties with attachment to the fruitive results. Then 17 says, such persons impelled by the mode of passion are full of anxieties and always aspire for sense gratification due to uncontrolled senses. They worship the forefathers and are busy day and night improving economical conditions of their family, social or national life. 18. Such persons are called Thrivargiga because they are interested in the three elevating process. They are averse to the Supreme Personality Godhead who can give relief to the conditioned souls. They are not interested in the Supreme Personality pastimes, which are worth hearing because of his transcendental powers. And in the previous verse to today, such persons are condemned by the Supreme Order of the Lord because they are averse to the nectar of the activities of the Supreme Personality Godhead. They are compared to stool-eating hogs. They give up hearing the transcendental activities of the Lord and indulge in hearing the abominable activities of the material nature. Today we will recite the verse 20. Dakshine, okay. Dakshine padadyamna pitirlogam rajanti te prajam anu prajayante smashananta kriya krita. Dakshine pada aryamna pitirlokam rajanti te prajam anu prajayante smashana kriya krite. Dakshine, southern, pada, by the path, aryamnaha, of the sun, pitirlokam, of the pitirloka, vrajanti, go, they, prajam, their families, anu, along with prajayante, they take birth, smashana, the crematorium, anta, to the end, kriya, fruitive activities, krita, performing. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, S. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: such materialistic persons are allowed to go to the planet called Pitraloka by the southern course of sun, but they again come back to this material, this planet, and take birth in their own families, beginning again the same fruitive activity.
Hare Krishna. Is it problem at my end or it is problem for all?
I am also not able to hear.
Nothing, we can't hear.
Okay, I think Rameswar Prabhu's coverage is having problem. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Prabhuji got dropped. I think he will join again. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna, can you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Yes, Prabhu.
sorry, Prabhu. The network is very bad here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Prabhu. No problem.
Tomorrow I have to change the position. I didn't get time to test all. So they are different prescribed rituals.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah.
I'm coming with a different network, Prabhu. This is ridiculous. Okay. So,
Yeah, Prabhu, you can switch off your video. I think that will be helpful.
okay, that's also a good idea. Okay. As stated here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioning about the similar words in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Tetam bhuktva sarvalogam vishalam, kshine punya martilogam vishanti, evam trayi dharmam anuparapanna, gatagadam kamakaba labande. Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible.
Okay. So the translation says, when they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure and the result of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. This is exactly like what we see in this material world. We all enjoy or suffer based on our existence or our activities here in this planet. What happens if we, suppose if we want to enjoy going other countries like the UK or USA, what we do? We accumulate a lot of money wherever we are working area, and then if you want to go to America or UK, London to sightseeing and enjoy the nature or any other activities happening there, we take visa for 1 month and we put so much of dollars or sterling pound in our account and we go there. When our visa ends or the money we have completely finished or exhausted, we will be forced to go out from there. Exactly similar to that. After acquiring so much of piety, one is getting opportunity to elevate to the higher planetary system. One person asked, I have so much money, but I'm very fearful that I cannot take anything from here. So I will be elevated in my life. Those who a person who don't know anything about spirituality. So another person said, see, in this country, in every country of this planet, they have a different currency, and that currency will help us to spend our possession and enjoy whatever available there. Similarly, if you want to go to higher planetary system, there is a currency called punya. That you have to accumulate a lot of that currency, and then you leave all this paper currency here. That currency will help you to spend and enjoy that. So how to collect that currency? That you have to do it here only by meticulously planning how you can do charity, how you can do all other pious activity, and through which you can collect the currency. By an intelligent way, one is helping other to do charity. So in the purport to the 9th chapter 21st verse, Srila Prabhupada says, one who is promoted to the higher planetary system enjoys a longer duration of life and better facilities for sense enjoyment, yet one is not allowed to stay there forever. This is what we are discussing in this same verse also. One is again sent back to this earth upon finishing the resultant fruits of pious activity. He who has not attained the perfection of knowledge, as indicated in the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadhyasya, or in other words, one who fails to understand Krishna, the cause of all causes, becomes baffled about achieving the ultimate goal of life and is thus subjected to the routine of being promoted to the higher planetary system and come again down, as if situated at the ferry wheels which is sometimes goes up and sometimes comes down in the like a roller coaster. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. They know about only. This is not talking someone who is negate Vedic philosophy. Those who negate Vedic philosophy and they do abominable activity, their gadi is adho gadi. They fall down from the human form of life as per their activities, karma vasana. But one who perfectly go through the karma kanda, this is what happens according to their accumulation of the piety, they go to the higher planetary system. So instead of being elevated to the spirit, one who is spiritual to the spiritual world, from which there is no longer any possibility of coming down, one simply revolves in the cycle of birth and death, higher planetary system. One who has not taken up, this is the plight. One should better take to the spiritual world to enjoy an eternal life full of bliss and knowledge and never return to the miserable material situation. So all our activities here should be elevating every moment. That's why our one famous aphorism or sloka in Brihad Aranya Upanishad 1.3.28 says, Asato ma sadgamaya. We have to elevate one from asat to sad. And tamaso ma jyotir gamaya, mrityo ma amritam gamaya. O Lord, lead me from the illusion to the eternal reality. Eternal reality, one who understands one with the spirit soul rather than the material body, then the eternal reality becomes revealed as the eternal servant of the Lord. So then every activity will dovetail towards serving the Lord and his pure devotees. And again says, lead me from darkness into the light. Darkness is one who does not know about anything about the science of Krishna. Once you know that, then we will get eternal enlightenment. Then again he says, lead me from the realm of death into the nectar of immortality. So Krishna consciousness is the only institution which gives us life insurance. That means our premium is only chanting the holy name and serving Srimad Bhagavad, book Bhagavad and person Bhagavad. And in this way, one can achieve the Amritam. That means immortality. In this material world, you can guarantee only death. Yet people don't know, or they don't like to discuss about the subject matter. Even when we encounter this, when we take classes for the new neophyte, why you are so much pessimistic, or why you talk about only the life after? But actually, life after or life within will be very happy when one takes up Krishna consciousness. One reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, for sure no one in this material world ever seen what is beyond this life other than the spiritual injunction. Nobody has gone back to the spiritual world and came back and revealed that this is what is happening. But nobody has seen that. So how we can understand that there is such thing like Krishna, there is such thing like eternal spirit soul? What if nothing is there? So the whole life is wasted. The Krishna devotees are there leading an austere life so that they miss so much in this material world. So then Prabhupada said, I will come to your argument itself. In Krishna consciousness, it is not like what you think that we are not, we are in. So, of course, we are doing austere life. The human form of life is meant for that. But the term happiness is different from person to person according to one's vasana, taste, and one's perspective of life. So in Krishna conscious life, every single person is enjoying the mood of servitile, whether one is serving the, whether one is cleaning the toilets of the devotees, or to the highest service of the Srimurti Seva, everyone is getting the same spirit and same level of enjoyment. Whether one is cooking, whether one is cleaning the temple hall, or doing any other service, everyone is getting the same amount of happiness. But whereas in the material world, that is not the case. Never ever one who served and the servant gets the same kind of pleasure. So, if that is the case, during this life, Krishna devotees are enjoying their life to the core, and when they leave the body, and they see Krishna face to face, and they blissfully enter into the spiritual world. And for your argument's sake, if you have not done anything towards Krishna consciousness, and if that is the truth, when we come to know that Krishna is there, and our way to the spiritual world is guaranteed, and we will go very delighted. But what about those who negate these signs of Krishna? And they have to suffer a lot, even taking up the risk of falling down from human form of life. Or if someone has accumulated ample sufficient piety, then one can go to spiritual, higher planetary system, enjoy to certain time, and then we can come back to get better, conducive place to continue their life where they left in the last. So in any case, taking up Krishna consciousness is the most important time of the hour. But in this material world, nobody is interested to hear about this one. Everybody is interested about prayers sukha rather than shreyas sukha. Shreyas means for eternal happiness, and prayers for the temporary. We all know that by the very famous conversation between Yaksha and Yudhishthira in the Mahabharata, to the very famous question, what is Ascharya? What is the most wonderful thing? And the Yudhishthira saying, the most wonderful thing is that. The most wonderful thing is that although every day innumerable creatures go to the abode of death, still a man thinks he is immortal. This is really amazing. If you think like that, if you see closely watch, if you go to any materialistic people, similar situation upon someone's of the head of the family, for example, head of the family is dying, and then they discuss about how we will, even before the body being taken, they started speaking who is going to take up the business, who is going to take up which business, who is going to take up the properties. And their plan is forever, thinking that we are immortal. Those who carry the body also think like that. This is really amazing, or this is really confusing factor in one sense. That's what Yudhishthira says. But actually, Bhagavad Gita says, Brahma Bhuvanaloka Punaravartino Arjuna Ma Ubhyate tu Kaunteya Punar Janmana Vidyade. This knowledge only devotees will know. So even if I'm after accumulating so much piety, if I go to Brahmaloka, and that is not also a final destination, then I have to come back. So they will be very meticulously planning to go back to the spiritual world. From the highest planet in this material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery, wherein repeated birth and death takes place. But one who attains my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. So any intelligent person will take up this Krishna consciousness, and then he will never ever fall down. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th canto, 5th chapter, 4th verse, there is a beautiful verse. Swapne yada siras chedam panchatvadi atmanaga swayam yasmat pashyati dehasya tada atmahi ajo amaraha. In a dream, one can see his own head is cut off, and thus understand that his actual self is standing apart from the dream experience. Similarly, while awake, one can see that his body is a product of 5 material elements. Therefore, it is understood that the actual self, the soul, is distinct from the body. It observes and is unborn. It is observes and is unborn and immortal. Srimad Bhagavatam 12.5.4. So in every stage, one must understand, sir, that whatever our activity, whatever our reaction to the happenings of our life, we have to scrutinizingly think that, is this happening, or is this misery or happiness is yield or coming out in relation with the spirit soul or this material body. If that is material in relation to the material body, then that is, we must understand at that very same time, it is temporary, and this happiness or misery is not perpetual, or this is not going to give me permanent happiness. In this way, one can deal that situation very nicely. When we go to the bed, according to one's nature, we go to sleep immediately. In a sleeping situation, we don't know whether we are sleeping in this place or that place, or even what to say. Even we don't know what we are, even completely gone, 8, 6, or whatever time we spend, completely taken off from our consciousness. Similarly, when we leave this body also, all our activities of this previous life is being taken off from our conscious, and our account of our actions are completely recorded. Veda says Chitragut takes up this service and he records everything. Chitra means picture, Gupt means secret. So Chitragut, in a very secret way, he is recording all our activities like a CCTV camera. When we refute in our judgment day, then this CC footage will be shown. See, this is what you did. So we cannot challenge anything because everything is recorded. We have to understand this. This science is so pure and it is very sublime. So one has to not hanker for anything of such materialist activities, and one has to take up Krishna consciousness. In that way, we can go to the highest realm. So, how we can trust? We have to put trust on Guru Sishya Parampara and the scriptures coming in the Parampara system, and we have to go by that. And when we go for preaching, no one will, or most of the people will definitely refute what we are saying. But we have to understand the acharyas are to see the work of Srimad Bhagavatam or any other. If you see Srimad Mahabharat, there are 1,125,000 slokas and more than 100,000 characters are being discussed. None of the character is abandoned in between. Very, very meticulous, very perfect beginning and perfect end is being narrated. This is not possible for someone to write such big scriptures, and that in that every philosophy in every stage of our life being explained in such a way. So we have to have faith on that. There is a story some devotee narrated. In a hot summer day, there was a pond, and in that pond, many aquatics were living. The sun rays was going very smoothly, penetrating the surface of the water and goes inside. And all the living inside, the small water snakes, frog, fish, all were enjoying. To disturb that, all of a sudden, a piece of meat falls into the water. Seeing the meat and the smell and the blood-stained meat, the fish rushes to catch us before other fish catches. Seeing that, frog pushed that feet out of its compassion and say that, "A fish, don't try to take that meat." And then fish says, "Why are you not allowing me to take my food? It is sin. It is falling down for me." And then frog says, "See, be a little more intelligent. That fish, that meat fell down and it is not going down. It stays there some." And slowly, very carefully notice that, and above that meat piece, an invisible rope is going above. Until that only you can understand. But let me see what happens beyond that water surface. This invisible rope is tied to a wooden stick, and the other end of the wood is held by a living entity called human being. He's sitting there, and he only threw this meat piece inside. And the fish asked, "Okay, I understand. And why he should do that?" This is an intelligent question. You see the meat piece only. Inside the meat piece, there is a very sharp hook. When you go on so much of anxiety, so much of happiness, you go and bite the full piece of meat, that sharp hook will hook into your mouth, and you will not be able to escape from that. On that misery, you will try to shake your body to take out of this. Then the rope will shake and the stick will stick and shake, and the human being who is holding the stick will understand that some fish already caught in my plot. So what he will do, he will pull out of your water, and you know what will be your condition when you are taken out. Already you are in the pain of hook inside your mouth, and you will be taken out of the water. You will suffer from breath. On top of that, to end your life easily, he will smash with some heavy items on your body. 1 or 2 beat, you will die. Okay, though I don't believe this story, tell me why he should do this and what he is going to get out of this one. Again, this is an intelligent question. He will collect all the bodies of similar your brothers and sisters, and he will collect and put it in a bucket, a container, and he will take to his we live in this water like this. Those human being, they live in a place called house. Then he will take your bodies, and in there, someone is waiting for your bodies. They will clean your skin and cut your bodies and put out whatever they don't want, and then they will have yellow, red, white powders. They will smear on your body. And water is, in the summer days, it will be hot. But they have something similar like water, but it is so much capacity to so much go into temperature where your body will be completely cooked. And this human being, they will eat your flesh. You are telling us envious on me not to take this flesh. You are giving us such nice story, but I'm not going to believe. This is what the materialistic people also say when we tell about the scriptures. And then this frog says, believe this story or not believing, it's up to you. But you must understand that you can live only in this water, but I can go out and jump, and I can hop into the window of that person, and I can see what's happening inside the house also. So taking up my words is up to you. Then intelligent fish, hearing that, should stay away from the fish to protect himself. Similarly, the acharyas, they are tattva-darshinis. In 3 point, in tadvidi pranipadena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshitidam jnanam jnaninas tattva-darshinaha. They have seen the truth. That's what Prabhupada translates. Similarly, like this frog, the acharyas, they have seen the truth. So whatever the scriptures say, whether one die and go to the upper planetary system, come back, or if one to do spiritual activities, one will go to the spiritual world. We have to believe, like the frog has ability to go out of water and see that, like that acharyas, they are tattva darshinis. Whatever they say, that should be perfectly working. That kind of belief one should have. So the scriptures giving very, very clear picture about the plight of individual human being, whatever the path they choose to live in this world, which will define their future, whether one was and reside with the Supreme Lord. Even in that, according to one's taste, one can take up different planetary systems, even within the spiritual world, or else in the material world also, one can go to different higher planetary systems, and once their piety is complete, they have to come back. In this regard, there are several verses are there in our scriptures. In 11.22.46 says, a person does not actually take birth out of seed of past activities, nor being immortal does he die. By illusion, he living being appears to be born and to die. Just as fire connection with the firewood appears to begin with the cease to be exist. Bhagavad Puranam 11.22. Because this verse speaks about the soul. Soul doesn't take birth or this one, but as long as the soul is in embodied condition or in the conditioned state, it takes birth and again. In 7.7, Canto 7th chapter, 13th verse says, one's richest beautiful wife and female friends, one's sons and daughters, one's residence, one's domestic animals like cows, elephants, and horses, one's treasury, economic development, and sense gratification. Indeed, even the lifetime in which one can enjoy all these material opportunities are certainly temporary and flickering. Since the opportunity of human life is temporary, what benefit can these material opulences give to a sensible man and who has understood himself to be eternal? So the disease is we don't understand that we are eternal. Otherwise, The soul is eternal, which is his real identity. And whatever said in this verse 7.7.39, everything is temporary. It is beautifully narrated. Everything is coming under this. In another verse 11.20.14, it says, a wise person knowing that although the material body is subject to death, it can still award the perfection of one's life, should not foolishly neglect to take advantage of this opportunity before death arrives. So there are several verses. Because the conditioned soul is okay. Even a moment's association with the pure transcendentalist devotee cannot be compared to being transferred to heavenly planets or even merging into the Brahman effulgence in complete liberation. For living entities who are destined to give up their body and die, association with the pure transcendental is the highest benediction. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.34. This verse, I think, comes twice in Srimad Bhagavatam. What is this? Tulayam, I forgot this verse, very famous verse.
What
Hare
is that?
Krishna.
What is that?
Prabhuji?
What is that, Prabhuji?
4:30:34.
4:30:34. Okay, just let me open.
Tulayama be
Okay, I got it. That's Pracheta's one, right?
yeah.
Tulayam lavena pina swargam na punar bhavam.
Na
Bhagavat
punarbhavam.
martyanam
Bhagavat Sat Sangi Sangasya
martyanam kim
Matyanam
ishya.
Kimagata. That's what. Even for a devotee who is getting a very momentary association of a pure devotee, or these planetary systems, or even the mukti is very, very. Yes, Prabhu. Can you come down a little more? The verse, it's very important verse. Sanskrit verse.
Sanskrit one.
Yeah, Sanskrit. Yeah. Tulayama pi lavanapi na swargam na punarbhavam bhagavat sangi sangasya mrityanam kim utashidaha. Nobody will, the beautiful verse. I think this verse comes twice in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay, I'm not aware of it. Sorry.
And in chapter 6, canto 6, 16, 19 says, O ultimate truth, one without a second, you are realized as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, and are therefore the reservoir of all knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. This is the Lord. And there are three kinds of spiritual processes. So, my preparation is very weak today because I was known to the evening. So this verse shows what will be the plight of the people who.
You can try now. Your video can be on. I think the coverage is good.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Thanks a lot, Prabhu. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, this verse which you're saying is repeated twice, means in the similar words or a little differently?
Exactly similar word, Prabhu.
Exactly
Similar.
similar.
Exactly similar, but different cantos, different speakers.
I think you can search it, na? Tulayam lavena.
Tulayami Lavanapi. You know Patri Prabhu?
Which Prabhu?
Patri Prabhu, Nepal, Kathmandu temple president, a Russian. When he came here, he only told this. He spoke about this verse.
You're right. It is coming in the first chapter, also first canto, 18th chapter, 13th verse.
See, same verse. Yeah. Tulayamabi Lavanabi, very famous verse. Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhu. I'm not. This is a very, very high subject matter. All the subjects are in this chapter is like that. But this story is not. I heard it from other dharma people, but very much applicable. The frog and fish story.
Amazing, amazing. Prabhu. Really, very important.
Yeah.
Moment, value of moment's association with the devotee of the Lord cannot even be compared. Not daily planets or liberation from matter, and what to speak of worldly benediction in form of material prosperity, which are for those who are for that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
See,
Anything to be added, Prabhu, to the verse?
no, Prabhu, it's perfectly fine.
Hare Krishna. Shukar, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you gave wonderful class. In fact, the example of our going abroad for a tour or something,
Yeah.
you compared it with going to a higher planetary system. It really makes it very simple
Yeah.
to visualize.
We can understand from here itself how the going to the higher planet and coming back will be.
But what is the analogy to understand the going back to Supreme Personality of Godhead? For that, any such analogy we can think of?
Wow, beautiful question. I think that experience we cannot get it here, I think, Prabhu.
Maybe
Even
in
let
another
me-
class, you think? In another
No,
class, we
yeah,
can
for sure. It's a good question. I will think about that, Prabhu.
What is the
There
question?
will be-
What's the question?
Yeah,
Yes.
I gave him no for to going to the higher planet. So no, heavenly planets and coming back. I gave an analogy of like going to America or London with
Yes, yes.
some money and visa, and once the visa expires and the money
You have to come
spent,
back.
coming back. What is such a similar analogy we can give for going to spiritual world? Because we don't have that experience here, we don't have. But similarly, something should be there. I will think about that, Prabhu. Seriously, I will get something. I will come back to you. That wonderful question, Prabhu. That will be, if I contemplate and find something, it will be good for us to put it in our next class.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Haribol, Prabhuji. Haribol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
You
Krishna.
have something, Prabhu? Some analogy to
Yes.
in this material world?
Prabhuji has asked wonderful, the question, trying to get the feel of what it is. See, my understanding is when you meet a pure devotee of the Lord, or
Okay.
you meet Guru Maharaj, or you meet persons of saintly persons of a different flavor. When you are in their association, and when we very honestly we are with them, you see, not their physical bodies, in their mental makeups, we try to be receptive to whatever they are saying, you will get a different feel. And that feel, and even when you go to, let's say, temples, or let's say places of worship where there is lot of saints and devotees have done tapasya and their vibrations are there, you'll feel different. And when you feel that difference is, sometimes you cannot express it in words also. When you meet certain devotees, certain Guru Maharajas, sometimes, because their eyesight, they're constantly emitting the divine, they say, divine glance, divine glare. So why, you see, people always, when saints come, sannyasis come, we want to meet their eye to eye. We want to go very close to them. They don't allow everybody to come very close to them. And they will not directly look. Very rarely they look into eyes to eyes, face to face, they are. So this divine glance, divine, uh, association, will feel different. And that is the time probably we can sense that, well, that is a different world. Because saints and devotees and Guru Maharaj at that level, they are beyond the the senses of the body. They're completely in transcendence, Yeah. Which is why there is so much attraction. Let's say when Guru Maharaj come, how the feeling is different. Our feeling is different completely. So you get that feeling in this world itself, that what it could be the another world, you see, in presence of pure devotees. That association is, I mean, very compelling. It's very, very attractive, and sometimes you'll not know how your time goes. And since you don't understand how time goes, it's another in the direction to you that they are beyond time. So if time goes, you don't come to know how 2 hours went, how 4 hours went. Oh, you just went because you are not at all conscious of the concept of time. You are beyond time. Beyond time is something is what the entire exercise is about. When you're not conscious of time and space, time and hyphen and space, you see. So pure association of the devotees. And when we get completely engrossed, it's in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, when you're reciting, initially, we also lose track of time. So in that 1 hour, in that 2 hours, we are in a different world. You're not in this world. So the one is, of course, we have bewildered intelligence. The moment we become conscious, yes, there is another world. There is Krishna's world. There is Brahmaloka. There is, once we are conscious of that. So by intelligence, that there is another world like this, and it is not this, the one where you are, or you are in your conditioned body. You are experiencing a lot of limitations. In anything and everything you do, your senses are not perfect. So you consciously, that, well, there is something like that, where na tadbhasate suryo na shashanko na pavaka yad gatva na nivartante tadhamam paramam. So we know by consciously, we know by reading, there is a place like that. Okay. So association of pure devotees, which is why is the first instruction given to us by Prabhupada and all saints, in fact. That first association is important. Second is Nama. Third is study of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Fourth is visit to holy places and association with, all devotees there. And the fifth is deity worship. It's in order. In that order, it's clearly a message to us that association of pure devotees. We must hanker for it. We must be hungry for it. So that is how once we sense that, yeah, some people like young boys and girls, they want to go to America or they want to go here, there. They're conscious of the place. They're conscious of the life over there. They're conscious of the freedom and whatever they think they would get over there. They're conscious of it. Once they're conscious of it, all their energies are directed towards going to that place called America or XYZ. So once we are conscious, how will we become so much conscious? Like as you today correctly said, in frog and fish example. Frog is telling this is what it is, but fish still don't believe that. So the moment true association, we will feel, the devotee will say, Guru Maharaj says, yes, this is the world, there you got to be. So okay. Then you are consciously aware and you have full faith in it, implicit faith. No question mark at all, implicit faith. And that faith, implicit faith, with the conviction that there is a Krishna Loka and there is pleasure, then alone we will travel there. Okay. With our bewildered intelligence or our mind and intelligence, we are products of only these material 5 elements, we will never go there. It is the implicit faith, unflinching faith, that will take us over there. So association of devotees, I feel, is the fantastic experience we all can try to experience in our daily life. We must hanker to feel like I want to meet pure devotee of the Lord. Once you have that hankering, then those energies will come towards you. Guru will run to you. So this is what I feel answer to Narayan
Okay, thank
Prabhu's
you.
question.
Thank
That
you,
we
sir.
can. This
Actually,
is what
wonderful. I also tend to agree because while we attend some Nam Sankirtan and all, we get the divine experience. We forget
yes,
everything.
correct.
So I think that is the thing.
Yes, yes.
And a big
World
group of
crossing
people
beyond time is beyond time. So once
beyond
you
time.
lose the concept of time, so essential condition for us to experience bliss is you must be outside the concept of body. That's the essential condition. Unless you're outside the concept of body, you'll not experience bliss. So body gone means time and space gone. So, and for that, association of the pure devotees is the only easiest solution for us, of course, chanting Nam and all other. So this is what I feel we can experience.
Very
Haribol
nice.
Prabhu.
Very nice.
Very
Wonderful.
nice.
Very nice. Amazing. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you, brother.
Any other questions, comments? Prabhuji, one thing I came and one
Shukar Prabhu, your voice is too low.
okay. Prabhu, one thing came in my mind in Ms. Narayan Prabhu's question. So he was expecting some kind of analogy how the spiritual world living will be. In a story of a devotee who was studying in Kadakpur IIT, I think I told you before also, maybe in Kadakpur, this is the story of all brahmachari. Whenever they are studying, they get into the touch of contact of satsang of devotees and they become devotees like this. This particular devotee was from Madhya Pradesh. He went to Kadakpur IIT. And in this, while he studying, he get into Krishna conscious contact and he became a almost 100% a devotee when he completed the course. And the family, father and uncle, all they know, and they came and shout the devotees who taught them Krishna conscious, and they made big mess. And this devotee was really pleading, please don't, it's not their will. I really found a sense and I am going. They were very rich people. And they gave 1 year time. By the time you should come back, otherwise we will take action like that. Then this devotee went to Vrindavan and he started serving there as a brahmachari. And then 1 year after, the devotees, the father went there, asked, "This is the time. What do you say?" They said, "No, I'm very happy here. Please, this is altogether a different world." Then he said, "Okay, put your signature here. We have no relationship anymore, and you will not ask for any properties of mine like that." They were jamindars, and he instantly said, "Please, you can do whatever you want. It's your property." And then many years gone, and somebody after 10-15 years, somebody came there from the village, met him and said, "Your father is seriously sick, is bedridden. Your brothers, your siblings are not looking after him properly."
अभी आ रहा हूँ, 2 मिनट में आ रहा हूँ.
Sorry, Prabhu, it's late. Maybe for dinner, everybody is
It's
waiting
okay,
for
Prabhu. It's okay. It's okay, Prabhu. Yeah, please continue.
1 minute, Prabhu, I'll finish.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then they said, altogether a different life. They are very happy, blissful. Uttama Adhikaris Association and Madhyama Adhikaris and preaching, so much of full of actions. And this devotee, the relative who came there said, "Your father is so sick. He's repenting a lot because he did very bad to then the Lord is punishing him like that." So this devotee got the permission from the temple management to go and meet his father, and he went there. It was in a very, very pathetic situation that all his brothers, siblings left him alone. They are fighting themselves. It is a burden, you take like that. And when he went there, father started crying. And he said, "If you permit, can you please come with me? I will take you to our hospitals there. I got already permission. Can you come?" Then he said, "Okay." Then the temple manager arranged a vehicle. He being brought to Vrindavan at the Bhaktivedanta hospital, and he was given a highest treatment. And from morning to night, Bhagavad Gita was spoken to him. Prasadam was served to him. And then later this article was written by his father. He's saying, I abandoned one child, one son, then Krishna gave me hundreds of sons. The brahmacharis all were looking like my sons. It is looking like a spiritual world to me. And they were, it's up to absolutely, I feel I started my life after 85 years.
Hari Bol.
Until then, whatever I lived was waste. Only when I was sick and there's people brought him there, I started feeling really I started my life. And only 3-4 years he lived after that, but that is a really a meaningful life he was saying. So this can be an analogy for the spiritual world, where everything is taken there, selflessly serving people.
So inspiring, bro. So inspiring. Really great.
Haribol, beautiful, beautiful, fair, great analogy. It's very close to.
Also another form of association of devotees. Another form.
Yeah. Association of devotees is the fundamental principle, bro. That's what this is. The Srimad Bhagavatam verse twice. It's mentioned Lavana again. Tolayama Bilave. We cannot measure Tolayama bi Lavana bi Bhagavat na Swargam na Punarbhavam. Na Swargam na Punarbhavam. Taking another life, or na Punarbhavam means moksha. Na Swargam, going to heavenly planets. These are all nothing. Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya Mrityanam Kim Utasidaga. If that is the value of satsanga, that is also Lavamatra Sadhasanga. Even a fraction of minutes of a pure satsanga is not equal to going to Swarga or Moksha. Then which intelligent person will negate that? That's what that sloka says. So everything comes to finally towards satsanga. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you, bro. Vancha kalpatarupescha kripa samudbhagacha paritanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namo Jagat Guru Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande.
Namaste Kanai Prabhu ki jai.
Padita Pavan Srila Gurudev ki jai.
Jai. Hari Bol.
We'll meet you tomorrow, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.